Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, and my friends, here today on this video we're speaking specifically about Manon in Street Fighter 6. Manon, along with Marissa, is definitely one of the breakout stars of Street Fighter 6, and I thought we would compile some information about her. So there's a bunch of videos, a bunch of tweets, there's a lot of scattered info about the character, and I'd figure I'd compile it all in one place in one video. Everything we know so far about Manon. Gameplay, mechanics, all that kind of stuff. So, well, that said, let's go directly into it and let's talk about her unique mechanic. So Manon, being one of the dedicated grapplers in Street Fighter 6 and the only one we really have any info on right now, she has a mechanic all about that, and that is her medal mechanic. Manon has a little bit of an icon, a little judo icon of someone throwing someone else underneath her health bar. Now it always starts at 1, but every time she lands either her proper command grab or her hit grab, and we'll go over those in a moment, every time one of those is landed, the number goes up by 1. And the mechanic levels up. Basically, the higher your medal level, the more and more and more damage your grabs do. A few things to note here. 1, the medal level does not deplete between rounds. So say if at the end of round 1 you had 3 medals, at the start of round 2 you will still have 3 medals. So it builds up over the course of the fight. Also, this only applies to her special move grabs. Her regular throws, the kind of throws every character has, the back throw, forward throw, doesn't matter. They do not raise the medal level and they do not get the bonus damage. So what you saw before was the base command grab, and we also have the hit grab, as in it's an actual hit, so you can use it in combos. This also raises Manon's medal level. This grab also gets his damage buffed, although being used in combos means the damage will scale with the larger combo. Now for both grabs, on top of dealing more damage with the higher medal level, the animations also change at level 1, level 3, and level 5. So here you're viewing the level 1 and level 2 hit grab animation, a simple trip, and then when we go to level 3 and level 4, the animation gets a bit more vicious as she twirls you around this time and dunks you directly on your head. Not much care for you there. And the level 5 version now changes yet again, so now we're just launching you straight up into the air and dunking you to the ground. For the proper command grab, this is the level 1 and 2 version, basically just a big old trip. The level 3 and 4 version gets more extreme as she tosses you up into the air and then slams you down to the ground. You might notice they're getting more vicious every time the level goes up, right? And then the level 5 version is all the crazier yet. She sweeps your leg to the side and then just goes for a massive judo hip toss and then bringing you down with a big old neck breaker. So this entire mechanic basically helps her become a steamroller. She, at round 1, perhaps is not the scariest character, but by the time she is built up to 5 medals and all the big grabs get unlocked, she might be even scarier than Zangief as far as the grabs go. It's certainly an interesting mechanic. And now a few notes on the grabs that aren't just about the medal mechanic. 1, her EX strike grab or hit grab seems to be full invincible. So looks like this will be her go-to invincible reversal if you're feeling pressured. You know, maybe a little slow, maybe not as valuable as a Shoryuken or something, but still better than not having the option at all, which is usually what happens for grapplers. They just don't have defensive options. Also, using 60 frames per second footage, it looks like the base grab itself takes 6 frames from start to finish to grab the opponent. So a little bit slower than Street Fighter V, as a lot of Street Fighter V command grabs were 5 frames, but still, it's definitely very workable, definitely not reactable. There is one interesting thing about it though. In some other older footage, it actually takes a little bit longer to get the grab off, frame-wise, about 10 frames, but she also looks like she travels a good deal further, so it might be that she trades range for frames, basically. She can reach further at a slower cost of the actual attack. Not 100% sure there, but that's how it seems anyways. We'll have to wait and see on that. Now, seemingly another core part of Manon's game plan besides the grab is her ability to set up the grab, as she has multiple normals with the vacuum effect. As in, she hits you, and instead of you going out, you start coming in, and she is left at frame advantage over you. And if you're brought in directly into her face and she has frame advantage, she gets to act before you do, well, it sets up the most classic scenario of them all in Street Fighter. Guess strike or guess throw. If you sit there at frame disadvantage and try to block, well, you just got command grabbed and her metal level goes up. If you're there at frame disadvantage and try to backdash or jump out of the throw, instead she can go for a quick hit, get a combo, and heck, even do a super after the fact. And well, frankly, you just got blown up. This does not require some elaborate oki or setup or pressure or whatever. These are simple command normals, and every time you get hit by them, you're in the blender. It is time to start guessing. Now, I'm sure the normals themselves, you got to hit confirm them. They're probably not safe on block, but regardless, this is a very strong part of her game plan in that she can enforce a guessing game situation seemingly pretty often. People don't like guessing against the old strike command grab mix-up guessing game. So this is one of the reasons why I do think after the initial love-in is over with, people will probably start hating and fearing Manon. Another thing about Manon compared to, say, a Zangief on the grappler front is it looks like she's going to have the range. So something like this appears to be stand heavy kick. Seems to hit from pretty far away. In fact, it seems to have a special punish counter animation in that when it hits with the punish counter, you can see DJ here is in a bit of a sway state, so almost certainly able to combo after the fact, perhaps. Of course, if it connects, you'd have to be able to follow up from that far away. And seemingly easily enough, she has the options. Like this big double ballerina kicking leap here. It hits from pretty far away, and it definitely looks like it has range to spare when it connects. Basically, the range game doesn't look like it's too much of an issue for her as far as normals and specials go. And then you got the silly stuff like this. I don't know if this is a special or just her sweep, but either way, it looks like it hits very far away and as a low at that. And when you're doing the whole back and forth neutral thing, considering how fast this is and how far away it hits, you're definitely going to be caught sleeping at the wheel against this move. She will catch your toes. As far as the supers go, we do know them. So this is her level 1 super. Basically just a big slide. It's a simple strike super. Nothing too fancy, but I'm sure it'll get the job done. Her level 2 super suitably more advanced and also works with juggles, as that is an EX launcher she has here. Basically just going for the giant Swan Lake dive kick, as it were, defeating you with her ballerina powers and her level 3. We don't have all of it. We know simply that basically you and your opponent are reenacting a bunch of ballet poses, and then she finally slams your face into the ground pretty viciously. We do know the move is called des pas de deux. It's a ballet term, it means step of 2. It's something you would also see in Swan Lake. And next, just to pour through some odds and ends, because while we know a fair bit, until we get like hands on actual gameplay ourselves, some things will be a little hard to suss out, and some things will just be a straight up mystery. Like, we have the twirl here, and it's just a twirl, nothing else coming out of it. And it's hard to suss out what it is. On its face, I would read this as a move that could just simply go through projectiles, like say Vega's V-skill in Street Fighter V. So we do know the fireball game in Street Fighter 6 is pretty vicious compared to Street Fighter V, so having a way to get in would definitely be nice. It could theoretically be linked to her hit grab. The beginnings of the animation are certainly very, very, very similar. Like maybe light is just the spin and medium and heavy are the actual hit grabs. Not too sure, but it is a possibility. We do know she has other moves as well that haven't been showcased too much, like this guy right here, which is very similar to Adon's Jaguar kick in other Street Fighter games. At bare minimum, it does look like it's a way to do basically a low crush, like go over moves that are low to the ground, be it normals or say if there's any fireballs that are quite low. Traditionally, moves like this in fighting games tend to be very, very valuable. And hopefully in future gameplay sessions, we can see more of this move and its uses. We also know she more than likely has a lot of target combos, including some we haven't seen yet. Like this is an example here. When she gets up, she goes for this kick, which we have seen by itself as a singleton. So in this shot it whiffs, but if you connect, you can get seemingly what would appear to be an overhead follow-up to it as well. So we have this, we have two different target combos that have the vacuum effect that we discussed earlier. A lot of the new characters seem to have a lot of target combos, which is, you know, a bit of a departure from previous Street Fighter games where it was a much more rare concept. And by target combos, in case you're unaware, I mean like strings, like in Mortal Kombat or in Tekken. That all said though, that's basically what we know about Manon in Street Fighter 6 right now. So she's a grappler. The more she grapples you, the stronger and stronger and stronger she gets. She has an ability to force very easy 50-50 guess grab, guess strike mix-up games. And besides that, she seems to have some long range. She also, as we saw, you know, in the footage, she has juggles and all that kind of stuff. So her combo potential won't be limited just because she's a grappler. And she's just really cool all in all. I've gotten so many tweets when I'm posting stuff about Street Fighter 6 on my Twitter about people who are converts, people who did not want to play grapplers, but they saw Manon and now they're on board. And frankly, I can see it. This is a character I wasn't as interested in earlier on, but the more and more and more I learn about the character, the more and more and more interested I am myself. Yeah, in the end, she's just really cool and I dig it. So let me know what you think about Manon in the comments below. And if you like this kind of compilation of the knowledge we have so far about the character. And otherwise, we're at the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.